good at that. It's, you know, what you saw today was more the same of what we're seeing, and I know sometimes the result's not what we want, but his process is light years ahead of what a normal rookie's process will be, and you know, so for him, it's again the good day, the results sometimes will be good, sometimes will be bad, and he's just got to continue to find ways to get better when he sees both.
A glowing review from Coach Sala there after 2 preseason starts. Are we buying Zach Wilson hype? We'd love it here in New York City.
Yeah, I've been in on Zach Wilson since that first preseason game. I think he got even better in that second preseason game. Sala said it. He's light years ahead. So as I've said on this show the entire summer, I don't expect anything from the Jets team this year, but I think there's going to be some lights out play from the quarterback. It will get bad before it gets good. There will be growing pains. That is a very young offense, an offensive line that is still figuring things out. But you see the arm talent, and it's hard not to feel at least a little bit excited as a Jets fan that this is the future. Let's see this pass here. It's one of my favorites here. He's looking, looks away, and then throws this beautiful touch. So he has the velocity if he needs to. But as we showed in that breakdown during the highlight, he can look off once, he can look off twice, and then he can just throw the beautiful touch pass. I thought it was a really cool week for Wilson, too, because he spent so much time with Rodgers. They had this joint practice, and Rodgers could be aloof sometimes, doesn't necessarily embrace everybody, and yet he has taken Zach Wilson under his wing. Kyle really went through it last week about their history and how they've gotten to know each other and how there were jabs thrown during the college football season. It was all good, and Rodgers has really embraced them. Here's what Aaron Rodgers had to say during the broadcast on how impressed he was with Zach Wilson, and then Wilson's response after that.
He's a good young kid. You know, I really like his disposition, his mentality. He can throw the heck out of it. You know, he had a really nice throw where he kind of broke the pocket, broke contain, moving to his right, threw it way down the right sideline. That's the kind of stuff he's going to need to do. You know, as we saw this week in practice, they got a lot of young guys. Their front offensive line still needs to gel together. I said, man, you got to be on your footwork and make sure you're dealing that ball, because there's growing pains as a rookie for sure, especially on a team that struggled last year. But excited for him.
I really just appreciate him as a man. I mean, he's an awesome guy, and you know, he definitely doesn't have to come up to me and say anything. You know, I don't expect him to, but it means the world to me that he's able to come up to me and just, you know, whatever advice it is, you know, whether it is, you know, hey, good throw, or maybe you could do this a little bit better. You know, it means a lot to me that he's just able to reach out.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool that the MVP is taking an interest in a rookie on another team. And, of course, there's connections and fabric with LaFleur, and then Mike LaFleur, his little brother, is now the offensive coordinator of Zach Wilson. If Wilson can look to Rodgers and have that kind of guy as a mentor or even a voice to go to, I think that's going to be huge for his development, because this year is going to be really tough. He is going to get beat up pretty bad with that Jets offensive line and what they got. Year 2 will be better. Year 3 will be great. Year 1, I fear for Zach Wilson because of just how young that offense is. He's got to stay above the water. Maybe Rodgers can help and be a mentor.
I have nothing dissenting or snarky to say in any way. He looked really good. And I actually think that was, in a way, a clutch preseason performance, just because the storyline all week is just Rodgers and Wilson, and Rodgers praises them, and they're getting comparison. It's like, if you come out there and lay an egg and chuck 2 interceptions, like, that's a big clunker. And also, Rodgers is going to do that interview on the broadcast. And if you're getting your head kicked in, and they got, what do you think? Well, you know, he's going to have to take his lumps. Like, that's not cool. Then that's the sound that we're playing. I also think it's easy right now to get seduced by these rookie quarterbacks because they're all just very talented. Like, I don't know if they're good quarterbacks yet, but they're all talented. They were all drafted really high. Anybody can sit in like a perfect pocket and just chuck it, whoop-de-doo, good for you. I like the stuff when he was moving around, looking off guys, like moving the pocket, mobilizing, doing all that stuff that wasn't just, hi, I have a strong arm, that's why I was drafted. He looked like an athlete. He looked like a quarterback. And if you were to pull up the BYU tape, this is why everybody liked him. Yep. Look at all this stuff that he does. He looks like the college Zach Wilson that the Jets fell in love with. And he's doing it, frankly, you know, he's doing it in one of our cathedrals in Lambeau Field with the MVP sitting there. So, of course, it was good. He looked athletic. I thought there was a clutch to it where he really delivered. And I have to say, if we were going to power rank these guys, and I think we would, right now I think Zach Wilson has looked the most impressive of the rookie quarterbacks. It's close. There's been some other guys who have looked good. I think Wilson is #1 based on that.
Yeah, he looked good. And to your point about him getting outside the pocket and using his athleticism, we don't have to wait 2 to 3 years from now. I remember watching Sam Darnold, and like in year 2, 3, we were like, well, finally, we're seeing him get outside the pocket. They should have started out right out the gate and used his legs, and we're seeing that athleticism, we're seeing that arm strength, and I appreciate that. Around this time, you get 3 different versions of people talking. The players do the cliches. You know, at the end of the day, we got to take it one game at a time and get ready for week 1. Coaches, they do the coach speak. You know, it's open competition at every position, and we're all going to work hard. Fans, they overreact about everything. And I remember the Jets having their scrimmage. They're not looking good. There's a couple clips out there that look really bad, like the bad news Jets. And then the fans are like, what's going on? What are we doing here? This Zach Wilson kid, he isn't a thing. You know what? He is a thing. And he's really good. And he proved why he was selected where he was. And he can do a little bit of everything out there on the field. He can drop back traditionally just like this, which is what you want to see. Timing routes. All right, Corey Davis, you be exactly where I think you're going to be. I'll put the ball where you need it to be, and you get the rock. And then moving your legs a little bit, those off-time plays, I love seeing that. Because I don't want to look up 2 to 3 years from now and say, well, we should have used his athleticism a little bit more. The game has changed. You come in as a rookie, and you use your complete skill set. And you know what? Zach Wilson has it all.
The accuracy on the run was super impressive, to your point of how he looked out there. I mean, it's exactly what tantalized us at BYU with those highlights that we saw going into the draft. So we have Aaron Rodgers with the praise and Salah with the praise. Tony Romo was getting ready to play some golf over the weekend. The Utah Open. Here's what he had to say. Aggressive quote of praise for him. You guys don't know how good this kid is. And talking about Zach Wilson, he's super rare. I watched his first game and maybe 4 other plays, but I can see certain things. He has special traits that God doesn't give to many people. He goes on to say his ceiling is crazy high. Patrick Mahomes crazy level. So Jets fans are loving this. There's Jets blogs that are like, we needed to hear this. We love hearing this from Aaron Rodgers and Tony Romo. I too like Zach Wilson, a la Peter Schrager. I too preach patience with this team. We had a conversation about our expectations for them. I said, I just want wow plays. Just give me wow plays that make me excited about the future of the franchise. Knowing all of this, including the Tony Romo quote, including what everybody else is saying, your thoughts, Kyle, on what this team can do this year?
I think they can get a wild card if this guy's good. And I have to say, you have almost a glitch at this point. What is going on with you?
Because I know what they've got going
in 5 years, we have never heard you be so insistent on hedging praise with, now wait, it's going to take time, it's going to take time. Is that something, are you trying to protect him or the team? What's going on with that?
Because I know just how much of an uphill thing this is, and I follow this team very closely and speak with them there. Like, there are going to be a lot of excited people about Wilson, but this team is not there yet, and they've got to preach patience, because what happens too many times in this city particularly, the cart gets before the horse, and then it ruins the kid. And it's like, oh,
do you think that happened with Danny Dimes in the city?
I don't think there was maybe that first start after Tampa win, and everyone was like, Danny Dimes, and it's taken a while. So he's a young guy. That's a young team. It's a young coach. It's a very young organization.
Is it too much hype right now for him? Because it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Patrick Mahomes-like levels, and then, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
the hype
and Mahomes didn't even get that kind of hype when Mahomes was doing it. So I think it's a lot of hype.
But he's handling it well.
Of course, and that's why you like to hear it.
It's not as much hype as Herbert.
Herbert has more hype now. But
Herbert going into it